Is this one of the best knives of 2025?
Or is this one of the best knives of 2025?
Kubey OEM'd both of these knives this year and did a phenomenal job. Two of the best ones that they've done this year. But the question is, are they two of the best overall?
I'm Chris, this is Sam, we're Wyvern Kodiak, and we're going to get into both of these knives next. So the new Breed EDC Wingspan, this is a knife that I feel could be a contender for the knife of the year thus far. And you know, there's lots of different criteria that I think that we should look at and consider. But I definitely can make some great arguments for the wonderful pieces of this. There's certainly some things that I think could enhance it more. That said, certainly it's a terrific knife, Sam, and once we get it underneath the camera, I'd love to talk more about the things that I love and just the couple small tweaks that, if I were being nitpicky, that I would change.
Yeah, it's a fantastic knife. Little bit of time that I spent with it, I've really enjoyed it. The Gecko Customz Pictus, phenomenal knife, super slicey. The finishes on it are fantastic. You know, I'm kind of in the same boat that you kind of feel about the new Breed. You know, overall, it's done so amazing. And the little things that I would change are nitpicky, right? It's not anything crazy. It's probably more personal than, you know, something that I think would be affected by the masses, if you will. So yeah, when we get these under the camera a little bit closer for everybody to see, we'll talk a little bit about all that stuff. But I mean, two great knives, definitely two of the best of the year for sure.
Absolutely.
The Gecko Customz Pictus, absolutely fantastic knife. This knife comes in at 3.45 ounces, the blade 3.66 inches, and an overall length of 7.74. The steel on this is S90V, comes with a beautiful hollow grind belt satin finish, 60 to 62 on the hardness scale, so really well done blade. And this is OEM'd by Kubey, we mentioned that earlier, and this is absolutely a work of art. I think they did a great job with this. They call this a Wharncliffe. I don't call this a Wharncliffe, but I think that's up for interpretation more than anything. I think this is a modified reverse Tonto, but you can call it what you like, but that's just how I look at it. I love how they did this milling and left a little ledge right here on the thumb hole window. I think they did a great job with that. And then I love the fact that they did minimal hardware on this. So you've got the pivot screw, you've got two stabilization screws in the back here, nothing on the show side, very minimalistic look, clean look, and I can truly appreciate that. Black wash titanium finish. Now I got the smooth titanium one here. They do have some other finishes. They have a milled version, which was fantastic, but I was not able to get my hands on that. They were sold out, and I was not going to let the rest of them sell out, so I grabbed what I could, and I do not regret my decision, not 1 second. So all in all, this is definitely one of my favorite pickups that I've gotten recently, and I do not feel like I am disappointed in the slightest. Doing a little size comparison here, we'll go and look at this against an 80-20.5 from Demko, and then let's go with a Shark Cub. So when we look at this, it is a little bit bigger than a Shark Cub, and it is about the same size as a Demko 80-20.5. open, we can look at these and see. Again, you are just about even Steven with the 80-20.5, and you are quite a bit bigger than the shark cub when it is open. Also, cutting surface, you can see this probably got a ½ inch on the shark cub when it comes to how much blade this knife has, and about even, really about even when you're dropping it to the choil of the knife as the 80-20.5. So if you're looking for something that is similar in size to that would probably be a great fit right there. Things that I would change are very little on this knife. Looking back here, I would probably add some more jimping. Give me a couple more inches of jimping out here. If I were to do a pinch grip and get my finger out here for some intricate cuts, I would say that having some jimping out here would be really, really nice. And that would be the only real major one for me. And then the minor one is the size of the handle. Now, I have really big hands, right? I'm kind of like Chris. I have a double XL sized hand. So for me, it's almost like a 3.5 finger grip here. If I had another, I don't know, ½ inch on the handle, I would probably be perfect. So that would be about my only other gripe on this knife. But again, for the average person, this handle would probably be just fine, perfect, and there would be no complaints. So I don't really look at that as a major negative because that's more of a personal thing on there. So yeah, I think that is really it for this knife as far as that goes. I love this thing, and I think that they did an incredible job on it.
The new Breed EDC Wingspan. This is a Mark Perez creation, and he was on a mission to design a knife that's both stylish and functional for all users. And so the question is, did he do it? And I certainly think that this knife is sleek and versatile, and it does have some unique designs. So before we get into the uniqueness, let's talk about some of the things that are common. This knife is 7.84 inches overall length. It is 3.16 on the blade length and 3.51 on the overall blade length. So the 3.16 is the cutting surface. It is S35VN. It's a flat grind and has a stone wash finish. The handle length is 4.39 inches, and it's about 0.46 inches wide. So what makes this particular knife unique? And I would say it's that blade shape. This is what he terms to be a sheep's nook, and it's a hybrid between a sheep's foot and a Nesmith blade. This thing has just enough belly to really get in with rocking and making some good cuts. It's just pointy enough to, pierce about anything that I would run into on a day-to-day basis. And it is thin and slicey. So for the tasks that I do, it is an outstanding choice. Looking at some of these design functions on here, that titanium handle with the carbon fiber really feels comfortable in the hand and stylish, man. Look at that. Even the pocket clip is matching, as well as the titanium hardware that all happen to be T8. So, well done keeping all the titanium, all the hardware at the same size. This pocket clip goes in and out of the pocket very, very well. And even though we see some light texturing on the edge of the knife here, it is outstanding for holding in the hand and a good feel, but it's not grippy to the pocket. So this knife does come in and out of the pocket. And again, as you can see, it's all the way as a deep carry. The knife itself is very thin behind the edge. I would have liked to have seen some jimping get extended because I've got Again, much larger than normal hands, but in a utility cut, I can't feel the jimping at all. My finger goes beyond that. So I would have liked to have seen some jimping up top, but outside of that, this is outstanding for me, and definitely will get some well-earned time in my pocket. This knife, if we do some size comparisons here, we'll put it next to the PM2. And as you can see, we're a little bit smaller than the PM2, and then also the drop bear. We put it in there, it's considerably larger than the drop bear. So is this the perfect knife or the knife of the year? And I would say that this may be, if you're right-handed, a right-handed carry, because this is right-handed only, and you have light-duty tasks, and you enjoy your EDC gear to be as stylish as it is functional, this could be the knife of the year contender for you. So Sam, when we started this off, we asked the question, is this the knife of the year, or is that the knife of the year? And so I would say for me, and when I look at this, the Wingspan by New Breed EDC, I would say that in the couple days that I've had it, I really enjoyed it, and I've used it a little bit on some of the projects and things that I was working on around my home. This particular knife, I would say, is not the knife of the year for me as of now, but what I will say is it's a phenomenal knife. There are very few things that I would change about it if I could. I would say that this blade finish is one that I love, and I'm looking forward to really getting into getting into testing the blade shape and on different kinds of cuts. I will also say that I don't have enough experience to know if this is going to be the knife of the year for me or not. So I've only had a couple days with it. And so I'm looking forward to doing more testing, more work, having it in my pocket, because it does check the bill for me. It's lightweight, it's one-handed deployment, it's got a very good steel. And so I will say as well is that I feel like I got an incredible value on this knife, that I paid $145 for it. I think that it's a $185 to $190 knife where I wouldn't have batted an eye. So I really think value that you receive for the dollar that you spend is very good. You get a very high quality tool for the dollar amount that you spend on it.
That's incredible. Yeah, I agree. I spent a little bit of time with that knife, and you know, Mark Perez did an awesome job, you know, I couldn't agree more. He really did probably hit his goal, right, of creating that knife. So kudos to him, great job. For the Gecko Customz Pictus, this knife is awesome. I think I paid $260 for it. No regrets. I think it's worth that value. I think fit finish on this are fantastic. Is it the knife of the year for me? No. I'll tell you, probably the one thing that holds it back, maybe the two, are what I mentioned earlier. The grip. You know, it's a 3.5 finger grip for me, and I've got knives that I bought this year that fit just like a glove in my hand on 4 finger grips with a little bit of room, and I think that's what holds me back. But phenomenal knife, phenomenal job on design, phenomenal job on the OEM, and both of these were done by Kubey. And Kubey's a finalist for our OEM, and seeing two very different blades, two completely different finishes, two completely different price points, and both coming out phenomenal, gives Chris and I a lot more confidence in this build process as to how Kubey would handle our job. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what else they come out with this year, Chris. I really am. Yeah,
me as well. And you know, I'd like to know from you guys, if you have experience with either of these knives, tell us a little bit about it. And if you've got a knife this year that you've fallen in love with, that you've purchased, tell us about it in the comments. I'd love to hear that as well. And then, you know, Sam, I think that being able to see some of those comments and being able to interact with people, and you know, I have found from watching other comments and other channels and things like that, I've grown and really found knives that I never would have found before. So please help us out and like, subscribe, and certainly share your favorites in our comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Feedback is a gift, and we certainly appreciate that. So we're wishing you strong steel and solid lockup.